Hello and welcome to this new chapter analog of Ableton Live 10. The instrument analog is here in Instruments Analog. We double click it and it opens here. This instrument analog is made up of one section noise, two oscillators, two filters, two amplifiers, two LFOs, and this final section with these global controls. As you can see, by pressing these buttons, these functions will be activated. Okay, let's start with the section noise. Here with this slider, we could adjust in decibels the amount of noise created. And with this dial, we could adjust the cutoff frequency of the noise. Here with this slider, we could adjust the percentage of the noise that will be sent to filter 1 or filter 2. And if it is at 50-50, the noise will be spread equally. Okay, now we are going to see how the oscillator 1 works. Here in this slider, we could adjust in decibels the output level of the oscillator 1. And here, with this slider, we could adjust the percentage output of the oscillator 1 that will be sent to filter 1 or filter 2. Okay, here we can select the oscillator's waveform. And with these parameters, we could adjust the oscillator's transpose. With this one, we could adjust the transpose in octaves. With this one, we could adjust the transpose in semitones. And with this one, we could adjust the transpose in cents up to 3 semitones up or down. Okay, and here we have these parameters, which belong to the oscillator 1. Here we can adjust the starting point of the pitch. And here we can adjust how long the oscillator's pitch will take to reach its final level. Okay, and here with these parameters, we could adjust the modulation of the pitch. With this slider, we can adjust how much of the oscillator's pitch will be modulated by its LFO. And with this other slider, we could adjust how much of the oscillator's pitch will be modulated by its LFO. And to do that, the LFO must be activated. Okay, and here with these parameters, we could adjust the pulse of the waveform. With this slider, we can adjust the pulse width of the waveform. And with this other slider, we can adjust how much of the pulse width of the waveform will be modulated by its LFO. Okay, here in mode, we could choose between sub or sync. And here we could adjust the output level. Okay, we are going to see now the filter 1. Here we can choose between any of these different types of filters. And here with these parameters, we could adjust the frequency and the resonance. And here we could adjust how much percentage of sound will be sent to filter 2. At 0%, all sound will go to the amplifier 1, and at 100%, all sound will go to the filter 2. Okay, and here we have these parameters to adjust filter 1. Here we can choose the envelope's shape. We can choose either linear or exponential. Here with legato activated, when we press and hold one note, and then when we press a new note, the new note will use the original note's envelope. And with the free option activated, the sustain phase of the envelope will be bypassed. OK, and here we have the envelope's parameters: the attack, the decay, the sustain, the release, and here we can choose the loop's type. Here in Drive we can choose the type of saturation that will be applied to the filter. OK, here we have these three frequency modulators. And with these three sliders we could adjust how much the filter's cutoff frequency will be modulated by the LFO, by the note's pitch, and by the filter's envelope. And exactly in the same way, with these three sliders here, we could adjust the filter's resonance. OK, here we can activate the amplifier 1. Here we can adjust the speaker's left-right panning. And here the amplifier's output level. And as you can see, here it has its own parameters, which are nearly the same as these ones that we have already seen in filter 1. And here the oscillator 2, the filter 2, and the amplifier 2 can be adjusted in the same way as we have seen in oscillator 1, in filter 1, and in amplifier 1. And depending on which route we select here, the final sound will change too. OK, and here we have these two LFOs. We could work with this one, with the other one, or with both at the same time. And here we can choose how the LFO will synchronize. It could be with the frequency or without tempo. And here we could adjust the rate for both options. OK, here in Wave we can select one of these types of waveform. And here we could adjust the pulse width of the waveform. Here, if we activate the retrigger, every time a new note is pressed, the LFO will restart. Here in Offset, we can adjust the LFO's phase starting point. Here we can adjust the LFO's delay once the note is pressed. And here in the attack, we could adjust the LFO's attack. This is the time that the LFO will take to reach its maximum amplitude once the note is pressed. OK, and here we have this final section where we could adjust its parameters just before moving to the master. Here we can adjust the volume. Here we can activate the vibrato, and here we could adjust its amplitude. And here in rate, we could adjust its velocity. Here we could adjust these vibrato's parameters. Here we can adjust the delay, the attack, and here in error we could adjust the amount of error between the rate, the amount, the delay, and the attack's parameters. OK, here we can activate the unison, and here we could adjust the amount of the tuning between the unison voices. Here we can choose between 2 or 4 voices of unison, and here we could adjust the delay between their voices. OK, here we can activate the glide mode, and here we could adjust the speed of the glide between notes. And with legato activated, the glide between notes will only happen if we press the second note before the first note is released. OK, and here we have the keyboard's parameters. With these three parameters here, we could adjust the transpose of the notes. With this one, we could adjust in octaves. With this one, we could adjust in semitones. And with this one, we could adjust accents. Okay, with this parameter here, we could adjust the analog's pitch bend range. And with the slider stretch, we could adjust the amount of stretch tuning. Okay, with the slider error, we could adjust the amount of random tuning error between notes. And here in voices, we can select the maximum number of voices that will play at the same time. And here at priority, we can decide which ones will have priority. Okay, and this is the end of this chapter analog of Ableton Live 10. And this is also the end of level 2. I hope you found this level useful and interesting. See you in the next one.